This is lesson 19-8, appropriate use of statistical measures. Our essential question, which measure of center is most useful to describe a given situation? And this picture here explains the mean, median, and mode and tells you when it is a good time to use them. So take a minute, pause, and look at this chart. There's no vocab for this lesson. Example 1, find the mean, median, and mode. Decide which center of measure best describes the data set. So this should be pretty easy. We already know how to find the mean, the median, and the mode. Let's start with the mean. Add them all up. So 60 plus 50 plus 70 plus 90 plus 50, which gives us 320. Then you divide that number by how many numbers there are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So 320 divided by 5. And we get a mean of 64. The next thing is the median. We have to put them in order from least to greatest to be able to find the median. So our smallest number is 50, so there's 2 of them. And we have 60, 70, and 90. Cross them off to find the one in the middle. And 60 is the number in the middle, so that is the median. And then the last one, the mode, is the number that shows up the most. Since we have two 50s, that's the number that shows up the most. So our mode is 50. Now, all they're asking us to do is decide which one of these numbers, the mean, the median, or the mode, is the best description of our numbers. So here's our numbers that we started with. Which one of our answers, 64, 60, or 50, best describes that data? So the mode is not going to be our answer because it is 50. 50 is the lowest value. That doesn't really give us a good idea of all the other numbers. So it's going to be between the mean and the median, which are only 4 away from each other. So truthfully, it could be the mean or the median. But since we're only choosing one, I would say the mean is the best description because 64 would be right around this area if we're looking from least to greatest. So it gives us a good idea between our lowest number, which is 50, and our highest number, which is 90. 64 is the closest to the middle of those two numbers. So our mean is the best description of our data. And we're doing the same thing for example 2. The mean, add them all up, which equals 887. And then we divide it by how many numbers there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. So we divide by 10. So our mean is 88 7/10. Now let's do the median. Remember, they have to be in order from least to greatest, which actually our numbers already are. Makes it pretty easy on us. Now we just find the number in the middle. Start crossing them off on both ends until we get to the middle. We have 2 numbers in the middle this time, 90 and 91. I know right in the middle of 90 and 91 is 90 and a half, which is the same as 90 and 5/10. And our last thing is the mode. the number that shows up the most, which in our case is going to be 98 because there are two 98s. Now, our last thing is to decide which one of these is best, the mean, the median, or the mode. Now again, the mode is going to be out because the mode is the highest number in this case. That's not a good representation of all of our other numbers. So again, we're between the median and the mean. So the mean, 88 and 7/10, would be about right here. And the median, 90 and 5/10, would be right here. So I think in this case, the median is going to be our answer because it describes all the numbers in the set. And so it goes from lowest, we already ordered it from least to greatest and found the one in the middle. And same thing, let's start with the mean where you add them all up and we're dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 once again. So when we add them, we get 840. And we divide that by 10 because there's 10 numbers. And so we get a mean of 84. Our median is the number in the middle. Luckily, they've already ordered them least to greatest. So we just start crossing them off. And since we have two 84s in the middle, that is our median. And we have quite a few modes in this problem. And yes, you can have more than one because it just matters which one shows up the most. So there could be more than one number that shows up the most. We have two 80s, two 82s, two 84s, two 86s, and two 88s. So we have 5 different modes, 80, 82, 84, 86, and 88. So looking at which one of those would be the best, again, I would say the mode would be out because we have too many different numbers. We need just one number to kind of focus on. So since the mean and the median are the same number in this case, they're both going to be good measures of the data. They're right in the middle. So that's a good representation of our numbers. Example 4. Let's go ahead and start with the mode where we add them all up and we divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we add them up, we get 8 and 5/10, and we're dividing that by 5 because there's 5 numbers. And we just divide like normal, bring that decimal straight up. And our mean is going to be 1 and 61/100. For the median, we have to put them in order from least to greatest. We've got 1 and 50/100 2 times, 1 and 55/100, 1 and 70/100, and 1 and 80/100. Remember, you just cross them off till you find the number in the middle. So 1 and 55/100 is our median. And the last one is the mode, which is the number that shows up the most. And 1 and 50/100 shows up 2 times, so that is our mode. Now we have to determine which one is best. Our mean, 1 and 61/100, our median, 1 and 55/100, or the mode, 1 and 50/100. The mode is out because 1 and 50/100 is the least number. We need something that is going to represent all the numbers, not just the smallest one. So that also means the median is out because 1 and 55 hundredths is very close to 1 and 50 hundredths. The median is almost at the end of the data. We need something that's more in the middle. And in this case, our mean is going to be the answer because 1 and 61 hundredths would be closest to the middle of our numbers. It is between 1 and 50 hundredths and 1 and 80 hundredths. Here are two practice problems. Find the mean, median, and mode, and now tell which one best describes the data. Don't forget a word problem or question, and rate your understanding.